Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. This is a translation of Fidars given by Imam Rashed Sahib. He said that the extremely blessed month of Ramadan continues, and in this regard, in yesterday's dars, we described one particular aspect, which was that keeping a fast is becomes a shield for one, and just as in a field of battle, one holds a shield in one's hand, then he is kept protected from the assaults of the enemy. So similarly, fasting enables one to keep safe from assaults of the self. Another aspect in this regard is that fasting also protects one's physical health. Normally, people think that perhaps fasting may result in some weakness or illness. This is not at all the case. In fact, keeping a fast is a guarantee of one's health, and in today's dars we are going to speak of a particular tradition which discusses this. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "Sumu tafsihu," that which means that people, you should fast, because as a result of that you will remain healthy. And another tradition, it also says that in the month of patience, that is the month of Ramadan, it removes the heat of the chest and the ill feeling. So this is a title that has been given to fasting, that one tries to protect oneself from evils, and by fasting, similarly, this trouble that he goes through, and he becomes an example of patience. So spiritually and physically, the month of Ramadan has been called the month of patience, and also patience refers to perseverance and fortitude at a particular good deed. So in the month of patience, that is the month of the month of fasting, removes the heat of the chest, etc. When one eats food, the appropriate food, it makes us healthy. But sometimes when we become we partake of too much good food and we overeat, then it can result in the heat of the chest, which is these days one is termed as heartburn, and a lot of other issues are raised. So many illnesses arise out of the fact that one does not eat properly, the right foods, and one eats too much. And this is very possible in Ramadan. One eats a lot at the beginning of the day of fasting, because one thinks one is going to be hungry, and when they open the fast, they eat too much as well. So this overeating results in a decline of health. Imam Sahib wants to present a reference of Hazrat Muslim Azanho. He says in Tafsir Kabir that fasting, it results in the removal of many types of illnesses. Not only does one remain healthy, but in fact he said that a lot of illnesses can be removed by fasting. And he said that the research these days has informs us that old age can only occurs because extra matters is accumulated in the body excessively. So fasting is very useful in the protection from such diseases. This reference has been taken from Tafsir Kabir, that is the large tafsir. These days, the experts in these fields have done further research, and they have found out, they have discovered that people don't usually become ill because of because of less food, because of eating less. But in fact, it's the opposite. When one eats too much, when there is a lot of food in front of someone, then this one by one different illnesses can overtake one. So in this regard, overeating or eating at the wrong times, these are all matters which should be brought into a discipline, and this is the best manner to do this is through fasting. So one is asked to eat in the morning at Sehri, but it should be in moderation, and then one eats at night properly when one opens a fast and does not overeat again. Then this will definitely result in the health improving. Of course, this causes some a sense of pain and a sense of difficulty, but that's the whole point of it being a month of patience. That is where you require your patience. And Imam Sahib is saying that fasting also enables one to one's times of food to become specific. Otherwise, normally one eats in the morning, in the middle, one keeps nibbling the whole day long, during before lunch, after lunch as well, etc. So one of the benefits of fasting is that it enables you to eat only twice a day, and if one does so, and this specifying the times also result in one's health improving. We should be remembered about fasting that the Islamic teachings are that everyone who is physically healthy and who is not on a journey, etc., they must fast. It's an obligation for them to fast. And if someone is ill or they're on a journey, then they're given leniencies. And so he's saying that we mentioned yesterday about the spiritual benefits of fasting, and today we are mentioning the physical blessings. So just as fasting is a shield which protects one's spiritual body, similarly it is also a shield for the physical body's health. The Prophet ﷺ, in the Jalsa of 1906, he mentions with something in this regard, and he said that to eat less and to bear some hunger is important for the cleansing of the soul. To enduring hunger is good for the cleansing of the soul. The Prophet ﷺ spoke of this because he had personal experience, and he fasted voluntarily for a long period of time, but as a result of that he got some incredible spiritual blessings. So he said that eating less and to endure hunger is important for the cleansing of one's spirit, and this increases the seeing of visions. So he said that man does not remain alive just by eating food. Someone who is a worldly person, they may think that just eating food is the aim of their life, and they keep on eating. There is no one stops them, or they are not guided. But the fact of the matter is that one has not come to this world to eat. One eats to maintain one's good health. And so the Prophet ﷺ says that one should not abandon the thought of the next life because by abandoning that, it can result in the punishment of Allah. So just as there are other worships as well, types of worship as well, so which we perform for the sake of the earning the pleasure of Allah, so we should remember that in the month of fasting we are gaining both spiritual and physical blessings. In this regard, Imam Sahib is saying that he wants to mention Hazrat Mirza Bashir Ahmad Sahib, who was the Prophet Islam's son. Imam Sahib is saying that I often remember what he said. As long as he was alive at the dawn of every Ramadan, he would publish an article in the Al-Fazl magazine, and he would write an article which would give some enlightenment to the people who were reading it. He had a very good style of advice, and he would speak of how one can acquire the benefits of Ramadan and how they can become eternally, they can become once forever. So in this regard, Hazrat Mirza Bashir Ahmad Sahib used to say that at every Ramadan one should remove at least one weakness. It's a very interesting topic. One knows oneself, what one's weaknesses are, whether someone tells us or not. But if one reflects with the utmost truth at one's own deeds, then one knows them very well. If with honesty one analyzes, one can recognize these. So he said that in order to make the blessings of Ramadan eternal, then one should choose one particular weakness that one is involved in, and one should decide that this is what I need to remove. And then when this desire to remove this becomes a strong desire, then one can achieve this. So it is such a good prescription that if we choose just one particular evil deed, and then one makes a promise that I will leave this, I will abandon this ill deed, and then slowly, one by one, one's bad deeds are gotten rid of within a few years. If we keep on making this promise every year, then it would result in many of our ills being removed from us. So this is a month which results in extreme benefits, and this is one of the prescriptions to attain those blessings, those benefits. So one should abandon at least one evil deed, and one should inculcate this determination to abandon it. And we pray to Allah that may Allah enable us to use this prescription to the best of our abilities as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.